Test, 1, 2, 3. Test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 Testing.
That one needs to be louder.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Aloha. Testing, 1, 2, 3. How does that sound? That's good.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing for the national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, it proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home sing forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been and what we've done. If we get to see tomorrow, I hope it's worth all the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to bring the sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Good evening, Superintendent Polizzi, Assistant Superintendent Shanley, Mr. Saywith, President Ryan and the members of the Board of Education, Mayor Sabrizi, Principal Manupelli, Vice Principal Peroni, family, friends, teachers, and my fellow graduates. I, Caitlin Walsh, stand before you as the President of the Class of 2017. In the past 4 years, I have been a part of honor societies, the academies, cheerleading, track, but most of all, I have been a part of this school. New Milford High School has given so much to us in the past 4 years. It has been our home, our shelter, a community, a place where we explored our passions and strive to accomplish our dreams. It has been home to artists, thespians, athletes, thinkers, believers, and doers. So many different people with so many different paths, all under one roof. High school was a unique time in our lives. We spent all our time stressing about grades, making friends, and doing anything to be the best at everything, just to leave after 4 years. But we've done it. We made our mark. We inscribed our names onto the field house with green paint, which also made its way onto everything in a 50-foot radius. We've dominated in sporting aspects, having our football team make it to MetLife, our girls soccer team took the league title, a wrestler took second in the state, and we had track athletes compete at the state meet of champions in the spring and winter seasons. We've also had very talented artists recognized for their skill and ability by many different organizations. We've done a lot this year, seniors, and hey look, we even got to decorate our caps. These events that we have all experienced together, seem commonplace. But these experiences gave us a rhythm to our day, a steadfast sense of certainty, a certainty that was comforting, but a certainty that is gone. What is not gone is the foundation and character that common purpose and common challenge has given each of us. New Milford, in all of its glory, will make us better for next year when we go our separate ways into this world. Out of this school will come future scientists, journalists, economists, artists, biologists, and many other ifs. Although New Milford has been our home, it's now our time to leave, so we can accomplish greater things. In 2 hours, or it may seem like eternity, it'll all be over. High school, done. Hours of lab reports, done. Essays and endless study guides, all done. We'll each walk up the stairs, hopefully not trip, shake hands, take our diploma, and be ready for whatever happens next. This part of our lives is over, but I believe we are ready for the next. And the class of 2017 is up for the challenge. There's been a lot said about this graduating class. We've certainly made our mark. But when times got tough, we stuck together. Next year, we may not have each other directly, but we'll have the lessons we all learned together. We have had a great journey together over the years, and I wish each of you the best of luck in your futures. Thank you to everyone who has helped us along our journey. Parents, teachers, friends, but most of all, each other. Without such support, we would not be here right now. It has been an honor for me to represent the class of 2017, as I know we will achieve great things. Every Friday morning, I end announcements with a joke, no matter how corny it might be, so I will continue in that same fashion. Why did the M&M want to graduate? So he could be a smarty. Congratulations to the class of 2017.
Good evening, Superintendent Polizzi, District Administrators, Board of Education members, Principal Manupelli, Vice Principal Peroni, distinguished guests, teachers, family, friends, and fellow graduates. My name is Jay Guevara, and I am proud to have the opportunity to speak to you all today as the Salutatorian of New Milford High School's graduating class of 2017. I'm going to be honest with you all. As much as I am honored to be recognized for my achievements, I am uncertain as to my belief in the specific titles of Valedictorian and Salutatorian. Why? Because they often imply that these two specifically named individuals will be the most successful or world-changing individuals of their peers. But is that for certain? I believe that success in life does not necessarily correlate with the grade received on a math test, art project, phys ed performance, ARC score, SAT, or an overall GPA. Whether these scores were high or low. Research shows that not all millionaires were their high school valedictorians or salutatorians, and often they did not graduate cum laude or summa cum laude in college. Actually, many millionaires did not have a GPA above a 2.9 in college. That is a C+ average. As we take our first steps into this uncertain world ahead of us, we all must realize our individual potential for greatness, and that greatness is not necessarily reflected by our grades. Success is based upon the choices that we make. We all have greatness within us. We are united by it. While many of us have yet to realize exactly what it is that differentiates us from the rest of the world, it is these attributes that will allow us to be successful in the future. Intellect is one, but it is not the only aspect that can carry an individual down the path to success. I may be salutatorian of this class, but it does not mean that I have any more potential than anyone else here on the stage. I do not represent everyone who is graduating here with me today. The members of the New Milford High School's graduating class of 2017 will each impact the lives of others and the world. Some of my classmates will do so through their focus. Being focused means an individual is determined to reach their final goal, not necessarily all the time, but specifically when it matters most. Those who can perform at critical moments are often able to overcome the most important obstacles with ease. These individuals seize pivotal moments where they can transform their lives to create a positive outcome from them. Other individuals are leaders in their community. Involvement in the community is indicative of characteristics that are vital to success, such as empathy, awareness, integrity, and passion, just to name a few. These people contribute to creating a better world for everyone to live in. And some individuals go above and beyond kindness. These individuals are not only aware of the problems of others, but also act instinctively to solve them. This sort of altruistic behavior requires a great deal of selflessness and empathy. These kinds of people see the humanity in others and seek to make the world a better place, starting at an individual level. Those are only a few of the qualities that I can attribute to my classmates that can certainly contribute to their success. These qualities are not inherent. We are not born with them. We learn them from the people we meet and the impact they have on us. Never, ever take for granted the experiences you have shared with others, whether they be positive or negative, because they have all impacted you and shaped you into the person you are today. To my fellow graduates, thank you for the experiences that we have shared and the impact that you have already had on my life. I would not be standing up here today if it were not for you all. We are the class of 2017, and we are ready to have our impact on the world. And that I can say with certainty.
Good evening, Superintendent Felicity, District Administrators, Board of Education members, Principal Manipelli, teachers, family, friends, and fellow graduates. I am Antoine Lavier, and it is with much pride, after much hard work and dedication, that I am able to stand here before you as the Valedictorian of Milford High School's class of 2017. This past year, seniors, one of the greatest challenges many of us had to face was where or how our future would begin after New Milford High School. Entering senior year, some of us knew exactly what they wanted and where they wanted to go in terms of college or work or the armed forces. And then there were those of us who, right up until the application deadline, were still totally unsure where we wanted to go or what we wanted to pursue. We had thought about it all year, saw what decisions others had made, listened to advice, had asked other people's opinions, and felt the pull of others' expectations. It was to be, perhaps, the biggest decision of our lives up to that point. New Milford High School has felt, to many of us, like home. And as we worked and worked through senior year, there were still many of us who were unsure what to do after we left this home. But things did come together, slowly, and our high school years did come to an end, slowly. The truth of the matter is that the direction each of us has finally chosen came with a personal and monumental decision. A decision that can take us to places both traditional and groundbreaking. A decision that can take us to places both spiritual and artistic. A decision that can take us to places that will give us our first glimpse of the real world and our adult lives. Frankly, it felt terrifying, and sometimes I felt as if I was on my own. I know a lot of you probably felt the same way, but we were not alone. Many of us sought help from our friends, our guidance counselors, our teachers, and of course, our family. Personally, I went to my sister Stephanie, who had completed the process of selecting a college just last year. With her help, she reminded me of what I was ultimately hoping to accomplish, that I wanted to study medicine, and that my true goal was to find a school where I would be most comfortable with new friends, new teachers, and where I would be most comfortable to study and to realize that goal. A place that could be my new home. Through this decision-making process, I learned an important lesson. A lesson each of us should remember. It's something I knew, but I have to remember. I have to listen to the right people, my teachers, my friends, and my loved ones who truly know me. I have to hear the right words. I have to hear encouragement, faith, and confidence. But most of all, I have to listen to myself, to hear my own voice. That was where the answer was. I am finally at peace with my decision. I can happily state that I have made the decision to attend Ramapo College to pursue a career in the medical field. My challenge to my classmates of the class of 2017 is to understand that there may be daunting tasks ahead of you, and at times you may feel overwhelmed and fearful, but you must not waver from hearing your own voice, because your true voice will lead you down your path. That is the path that will lead you to your happiness. That will lead you to your true home. Congratulations, class of 2017, and thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Just want to let you know that Antoine said to have fun when I came up here, so he's not just a valedictorian, he's also a comedian. I just want to wish him and Jay and Caitlin and all the students that performed, if we could give them another round of applause for their efforts. At this time, I would like to present the Distinguished Alumni Award. This year's distinguished alumna is Ms. Janine Gianfredi. She is a 1998 graduate of the Milford High School. Most recently, Janine served as the Chief Marketing Officer of the United States Digital Service, a startup at the White House founded by President Barack Obama. USDS was created to bring the country's top technology and design talent to the federal government to deliver better services to all Americans. Before joining the White House, Janine spent 10 years at Google, Alphabet in New York and California, most recently as the head of marketing for Google X, where she was responsible for marketing products such as Google Glass and the self-driving car. She launched Alphabet's first autonomous unit, Verily Life Sciences, overseeing brand, creative development, and messaging. Janine lives in San Francisco with her husband George and dogs named Duncan and Donut. I like this already. She enjoys cooking, yoga, literature, and mentorship. She also loves to travel, which she attributes to her first trip to Europe with the Milford High School, where she spent time in southern Italy with her friends and teachers. Just an additional thing, and a person I want to mention before I bring up Janine, is her mom, Miss Donna Gianfredi. Miss Donna Gianfredi, Miss Gianfredi is not just Janine's mother. She was also an employee here in the Milford School District for 19 years, where I had the pleasure of working with her as a vice principal. And I know she must be very proud today that we're honoring her daughter and also this 1998 alum. So at this time, Miss Janine Gianfredi, would please come up.
Thank you, Principal Menapelli, for that lovely introduction. Good evening, parents, family, the Milford High School teachers and staff, and most importantly, the class of 2017. It's an honor to be here tonight and an absolute pleasure to be back at New Milford High School. I have some bad news for the procrastinators in the audience. You never grow out of it. I put the finishing touches on the speech just a few hours ago before getting on the parkway. Although I did begin thinking about the speech several weeks ago. And to get started, I posted on Facebook, which I know makes me sound really old because you guys don't use it. But I asked my friends what they know now that they wish they'd known when they were sitting in your seats. The replies rolled in with advice that is as relevant to the class of 2017 as it is to everyone else sitting in the audience, regardless of life stage. And I thought about sharing those nuggets of wisdom today, but then I changed my mind. Instead, I'm going to tell you a story about the Bubblegum Shrimp Company, a search engine, and 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. As my graduation from Rutgers University approached, I had absolutely no idea of what to do next. And instead of figuring it out, I decided to follow my heart on an adventure. As a college graduation present, I bought myself a one-way ticket to Honolulu. One of my Milford High School childhood friends and a fellow Rutgers grad decided to join me. As we headed to the airport with 2 large pieces of luggage and no plans beyond a 14-day reservation at a youth hostel, our moms were incredibly grateful that we had each other, and I believe very nervous about our whimsy. I got a job serving seafood and frozen drinks in souvenir glasses at the Bubblegum Shrimp Company. I also practiced yoga, regularly wiped out on a surfboard, and met a bunch of kids doing the exact same thing. After hiking miles of rainforest trails and swimming as many beaches as I could, I decided to return home to Lumen Drive. I had very little money in my bank account, no relevant experience on my resume, a whole group of friends, and unbelievable memories, but still, I had no plans for the present or the future. My parents got a puppy with the hope that dog training duties would get me out of bed in the morning. It did at least get me out of bed in the morning. And at that time, I was terribly confused and pretty unhappy. I often felt like a total failure. What I didn't know then was that I wasn't failing, but learning. Shortly after I returned home, my dad retired. The 2 of us were retired together, which my mom loved when she went to work every day and came home, found us doing nothing. My dad did his best to keep me busy, nudging me to apply for jobs and constantly sending me to run errands. I worried that year off in Hawaii might have affected my career trajectory. And the truth of the matter is that year off in Hawaii did affect my career trajectory, but just not in the way that I worried about. I still remember how lost I felt. It was a really frustrating time. But I spent a lot of time with my dad, and now that he's passed away, I know how lucky I was to have that time with him, just the 2 of us, even though most of the time we were just bickering about what to get from ShopRite. A few years later, I found myself in a very small conference room on the 20th floor of a building in Times Square, interviewing for a position at Google. The hiring manager sat across the table, running through my brief resume. Eventually, he asked the dreaded question, "I noticed there's a gap on here. What exactly did you do after college?" Nervously, I replied, "Well, I took a year off to live in Hawaii." A long pause as I shifted in my seat. The adventure was coming back to haunt me. My interviewer looked up and he smiled broadly. "What? You did that? Did you surf? Did you hike the Nepali coast?" I exhaled and shared some of my favorite memories of what I'd learned. 1 month later, I was sitting at my new desk, colorful balloons welcoming me to my job at Google. And 10 years later, when I was still with Google, I found myself back in Hawaii as the company broke ground on a new alternative energy project on the Big Island. In 2015, I received a call that was very unexpected from the White House. A senior official asked me, "Have you ever considered using your talents to serve your country?" As my Marine friend would later say to me, "When America calls, you show up, no questions asked." So a few weeks later, I was on a plane, leaving Dunkin' and Donut behind, to head to our nation's capital to join the White House staff. My first day was exciting and humbling. As I swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, my mind was racing. What am I doing here? I don't know anyone. I've never worked in the government. When I mess up, all of America will be watching me. The team that I joined, the United States Digital Service, brought technology talent into the federal government to improve veterans' benefits, streamline the immigration process, and provide better access to student loans. Or as we said, we were building a more awesome government for the people, by the people. Things improved because we answered the call to serve. This past January, President Obama met with our team to thank us for our commitment to public service, for caring about our fellow Americans, and for choosing hard work over the easy route. I'm not sure if I can fully express how I felt when I shook the president's hand, but I can tell you that I was overwhelmed with emotion. I felt deeply proud to be an American and to have had the opportunity to serve others. And I felt immensely grateful to all of the people who have supported me in so many ways, big and small, throughout my life. My parents, sister, husband, friends, teachers, classmates, and coworkers. Preparing to talk to you today was really a lot of fun. It gave me the opportunity to reflect on almost 20, it's not quite 20, but almost 20 years since I was in your shoes. I thought about growing up on Lehman Drive, the monkey bars at Berkeley, and my first dance at David E. Owens Middle School. I remember giving a speech in 5th grade when I ran for student council secretary, referencing my very neat handwriting as the reason for why I was the right 11-year-old for the job. I recall getting my first passport at age 16 so I could go on a high school trip to Italy. And I thought about all the books I'd read, the pages I'd written, and the terrible films I'd made with friends for a variety of school projects. I thought about so many different people as I sorted through these wonderful memories, small milestones in my life to help shape the woman I am today. That trip to Italy sparked my love of travel and stoked my curiosity about the world, propelling me to take risks and to try new things. Where would I be if Mrs. Dipoto hadn't nudged our 10th grade English class to join the Italian class to go to Italy? Or if Mr. Africano hadn't tolerated the eclectic music taste of 20 sleep-deprived teenagers for 10 days on a tour bus? Luckily, someone had a Beatles mixtape, which was the only thing we could all agree was okay. The books and papers and films taught me to be critical of ideas and to understand the difference between facts and opinions. How can I debate my brilliant coworkers if Mrs. Chiarella hadn't asked us to question the New York Times op-eds every weekend? And what would I really understand about human motivations and behavior if Mr. Lydon hadn't asked us to act out Shakespeare's plays, which we did very unenthusiastically? And I owe a debt of gratitude to Mr. Wilson, who was really my first public speaking coach. And probably not in the way that you would think, but it was because every time he asked me to read aloud in class, which was frequently, he heckled me every time I mispronounced a word or messed up anything and made me go back to the beginning of the paragraph and read it all again. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. The films I created with my classmates, well, most of them were absolutely terrible. And by terrible, I mean that once we acted out a scene of Odysseus encountering the sirens by flopping around in a baby pool for 10 minutes. And also, one of my classmates who was in that film is the mother of a graduating senior today. I won't say her name to embarrass her. I honestly don't know how teachers keep straight faces half the time. Luckily, I don't think anyone kept those VHS tapes, and I'm not sure what those films taught me about literature or critical analysis, but I'm certain that sometimes the only thing you need is an afternoon of laughing with your friends, with or without a baby pool. So I'm not here to tell you that you should have it all figured out, or honestly, that you should have any of it figured out. From scraping shrimp shells off dirty plates to wandering the West Wing, I've learned one very important lesson. Success comes in many different forms. Success is hiking the jagged cliffs along Kauai's North Shore. Success is making a difference in your community, state, or nation. Success is spending time with your family and friends to show them you care about them just as much as they care about you. And often, our greatest successes are the ones that feel the most like failures in the moment. So the next time someone asks you, what are you going to do with your life? Don't answer the questions. Instead, tell them about the gifts you want to share with the world, the challenges you want to tackle, the people you want to meet, and the places you want to visit. Talk about the love you'll give away and how you'll thank everyone who helped you along the way. Congratulations, class of 2017. I'm proud of you today. I hope you take care. I hope you take care of yourselves. I hope you take care of the planet. And most importantly, I hope you take care of each other. And I wish you adventures, love, gratitude, good health, and success. Now go share your beautiful selves with the world.
So glad I get to follow that speech. Good evening, members of the class of 2017, members of the Board of Education, colleagues, parents, relatives, and friends of graduates. This year it is my privilege to present the 82nd Warren Canum Award and the 56th Canum Scholarship to an outstanding graduating senior. It is a great honor to present this award, the only award given during the graduation ceremony. The honor of this award is bestowed not only upon the recipient, but also is bestowed upon the presenter, and I am grateful for being chosen to present this award tonight. In 1936, the family of John and Marie Canum experienced a great tragedy when their son, Warren Canum, died after a battle with leukemia before his 9th grade year. Mr. Canum, a former New Milford Board of Education president, had served on the board when the land for the junior high school, our current high school, was purchased. However, his son would never graduate from the junior high that Mr. Canum was instrumental in building. The Canums decided that their son Warren would have a presence at every graduation from that time forward, and a Canum Award was established. Then, in 1962, the year the first New Milford students graduated from New Milford High School, the Canums endowed the award with a scholarship to be granted in perpetuity to the outstanding senior of the graduating class. As you enter the main doors of the high school and look immediately to your right, you will see a plaque upon which are inscribed these words. Here, in enduring bronze, is each year inscribed the name of the member of the graduating class who during his high school career has best exemplified the qualities which mark the career of him whose memory the award was established. Those qualities are honesty of purpose, courage, courtesy, cheerfulness, and loyalty and devotion to the school. Each year, the recipient of this award is selected by a committee comprised of high school administrators and the liaisons of each of the high school departments. It speaks well of this class seated before you that the committee felt that a number of individual students demonstrated the high ideals represented by the Canum Award. Believe it or not, being a teacher is not always a luxurious and respected position. More work is assigned to us every year and more demands are put onto our profession. Now, don't worry, I'm not here to complain. Instead, I'm saying this to thank you. Thank you, class of 2017, for making me not mind the extra work. Thank you for making me not mind spending hours compiling data so that I can prove that I'm an effective teacher. Thank you for making me not think twice about staying for extra help. I love coming to work every day because I get to spend the day with some of the best people I have ever met in my life, the students of New Milford High School. Parents of these students, thank you for raising such outstanding individuals. I am grateful to you for raising such amazing young men and women, and I thank you for trusting me to be their teacher. Class of 2017, can you please stand and give your parents and guardians a round of applause for all they've done for you? And for all the family and friends in the crowd, can you please join me in a round of applause for this wonderful group of young men and women? They're not that great. Just kidding. Back to why I'm here on this stage, the Canum Award winner. 4 years ago, I had the privilege of teaching this individual in their freshman biology class. After meeting this person and having them in class, the first thing that comes to mind with this student is maturity. The ability of a freshman to carry him or herself as an adult is a characteristic that is few and far between. This person had more maturity as a 15-year-old than I currently do as a 32-year-old. It's not even a joke. In addition to maturity, I would challenge anyone to name a more sincere and caring individual in the entire school. I can honestly say this person is one of the sweetest students I have ever taught. 3 of the qualities of the Canum Award are honesty, courtesy, and cheerfulness. Not a person in this school exemplifies these 3 adjectives as much as this individual. Courage is another of the defining characteristics of the Canum Award. While this person does not have a negative bone in their body, they are also not afraid to stand up for what is right. They will defend those who need it and speak up for those who will not speak for themselves, as this person demonstrates with their involvement in volunteer organizations that speak up for children's rights. They will also not hesitate to fire witty comebacks at a dashingly handsome biology teacher who likes to make fun of his students. That's courage. The last quality listed as criteria for the Canum Award is for one to have loyalty and devotion to the school. Not an event in this school goes on without this person being involved, from school dances to assemblies to Spirit Week, Field Day, our Lift Up, mannequin challenges. This person is essential in the planning of these events and is instrumental in successfully carrying them out. School spirit is in this person's blood. While I could spend hours up here discussing the many ways this young lady embodies the characteristics of the award and her accomplishments, I will try to keep it brief. Her calm demeanor and pleasant personality are infectious, and she has the ability to raise the spirits and lift the mood of any room that she enters. Her unwavering dedication to her classmates and the entire school community have made New Milford High School a better place in her 4 years of being a student here. She is loyal to her classmates, her teammates, and her friends. You would be hard-pressed to find a person in this school that would have anything negative to say about this young woman. Her commitment to academics is evident as she is an honor roll student, is in multiple AP courses, and was selected as a student of the month. Her leadership is apparent as she has been captain of her athletic teams for multiple years and has assumed a leadership role within the student council. She is a member of the Leading Club in Peer Leadership. She is the recipient of the Outstanding Leadership Award for Cheerleading. She participates in Model UN. She's an integral member of the UNICEF Club and was a key organizer in this year's Color Run. I know her work ethic, determination, and personality will take this young lady very far in life. As saddened as I am to see her go, I am even more excited to see what she will accomplish when she leaves. New Milford High School is a better place for her having attended, and I'm a better person for having taught her. Your 27 Canum Award winner is Natalie from the Milford.
First, Caitlin, Jay, and Antoine, wherever you may be seated at this moment, you did a phenomenal job in your presentation this evening. Thanks so much. We're proud of it. And Janine, just for the record, I don't really like to refer to that quality of being procrastinating. I see that as an integral part of my work ethic. And it works. And thank you all for it. So good evening, graduates of the class of 2017, parents, families and friends, faculty, President Paige Ryan and the trustees of the Milford Board of Education, dignitaries and special guests, fellow colleagues in administration.
What a gorgeous night we have to gather around these young women and men who sit before us with pride in their accomplishments, joy in having met all the challenges presented to them, and hopefully great optimism for their futures. Exactly what those futures will look like is anybody's guess. I won't pretend to know. We can all speculate. There are some givens, but even for them, they are subject to change depending on which way the political winds blow, which decisions are made unpredictably across the planet, new science debunking old science. And then there's always the question of truth. Truth, as indefinable today as ever. Is it the fact of what actually happens, or what we believe happens and which is accepted as truth? Belief sometimes muddies things. Here I ask in advance for forgiveness from any physics teachers, whether it's at New Milford High School or in the crowd. We believe, for example, that gravity exists, but what we learn, if we study it closely enough, is that gravity may in fact be very different from what we assume it to be, and perhaps the most puzzling and least understood of the fundamental forces of nature. So one discovers, without getting overly sidetracked and complicated, that truth is always under scrutiny, always under fire. And I think that is particularly more true today. We hear, for example, about alternative facts. What does that mean? Aren't facts exactly that? Facts? We hear about fake news, reports that frequently challenge what we often intuitively or experientially or intellectually know that other facts refute. So what do we trust? Going forward, do not take anything at face value. Truth is often hiding behind what on the surface first meets the eye. Question everything. The programs you'll be starting in the fall are perfect laboratories for exploring truth and fact. What's important for everyone is learning how to be more discriminating in what we accept to be true. Unfortunately, that's not quite a skill. It's more a sense of inquiry, a willingness to dig deeper, the drive to objectively, with an open mind, lay out the pieces of an obscure, ever-changing puzzle without foregone conclusions until images become clear enough to guide you through life. Ask the questions. Don't be so foolish or lazy as to take what you are told verbatim. Truly a weak alternative to truth. May the sun shine down upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your ways on. Congratulations, class of 2017.
My speech is going to be short, I promise. I will start with all the thank yous. Good evening, Superintendent Salutzi, Assistant Superintendent Shanley, Central Administration, Principal Manucali, Vice Principal Peroni, New Milford High School faculty, my fellow members of the Board of Education, parents, families, honored guests, and most importantly, the New Milford High School class of 2016. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'm honored to be here to address you all this evening. Your classmates, Antoine, Jay, Caitlin, all provided such beautiful and funny expressions of memories and impressions of your class. And Mr. Polizzi, as always, provided great advice, some tough acts to follow, along with our honored, distinguished alumni. I'm actually a little nervous about this now. Okay, so I'm going to start with my story. For the past 4 years, and especially the past few months, your life has been filled with some very memorable events and moments for you all. Tonight will be no exception. I want you to take a moment right now, look around you. Look at your classmates, your partners in crime. Look out at your families, your friends, and all those that are here to share in your celebration. Make sure to enjoy each and every moment, and afterwards, thank your family and friends for all they have done to support you. What has become clear to me as I get older is that none of us get through this life alone. So thinking about what to say to you, and when making a speech like this, I often reach into my own thoughts and feelings and where I am at the moment. What can I say that will stick with you, if only just a sentence or two? So I thought about how I first met some of you while you were at BF Gibbs. And my youngest son today just celebrated his moving up from Gibbs to DEO. At the end of the day, he came up to me, he said, "Mom, I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I'm sad that I'm leaving Gibbs or if I'm happy that I'm going to middle school." I know he's prepared. He's more than ready, even if he's not sure. And the path he takes is up to him, and we will be there, to support him in whatever he chooses to do. So then I wondered if you remembered your moving up ceremony. I'm sure you may remember that it was hot, or that you and your friends took pictures, maybe you even had lunch together somewhere. But do you remember how you felt? Many of you probably felt the same way as my son. Maybe some of you were sad to be leaving your elementary school, but for most of you, there was this electric excitement that came with gaining some independence, not being, quote, elementary school kids anymore. Today's a day like that too, right? I mean, it was hot, it poured, but then it all cooled off. You and your friends are going to take pictures. You'll probably go off and grab a bite to eat together, and some of you are even going to project graduation. You're on your way. You will be high school graduates, alumni, no more high school. Maybe some of you are sad to be leaving, but many of you are excited for that next step. And just like those 5th graders going to DEO, the path you take is up to you. You're ready. Believe that, and believe in yourself. Every year, I am so impressed with the accomplishments of the New Milford High School graduating class, and this year is no exception. So my last advice to you, always remember, respect those that are raising you, respect those that are teaching you, respect your fellow man, but most importantly, respect yourselves. Make good choices, and good things will happen. Everywhere New Milford students go, they leave a mark that shows that the talent is endless and that the hearts and minds are limitless. Your class has been and will always be no exception. We look forward to seeing what mark you will make. Congratulations and best of luck to you all.
So to all my students, I got the trip out of the way for you. All right, so you don't have to worry about it. Before we begin, obviously I'd like to say a few words. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Flitzy, the members of the Board of Education, Mr. Brizzi, the Milford High School administration and teaching staff, honored guests, parents, friends, the students seated before you represent the Milford High School's 56th graduating class. Tonight we come together to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2017. 156 young men and women sit before you that have dedicated the past 13 years of their lives to getting to this point. I'm sure as you sit in the audience tonight, a true sense of pride can be felt. These accomplishments have been supported by a very special group of individuals. At this time, I would like all the professional staff, teachers, and building administration present tonight to please stand. This includes the likes of Mr. Delala, Mr. Codlin, Mr. Davies, Mr. Furo, Mrs. Ivers, Mr. Lally, Mr. Perone. Without your contributions as such outstanding educational professionals, this evening would not be possible. Thank you for your commitment to making Milford High School such a special place. To the head of buildings and grounds, Mr. Ron Stokes, head custodian, Virgilio de Guzman, or you know him as Verge, custodians, maintenance personnel, thank you for all the preparations, the setup, and for being here tonight to ensure the evening is a success. I'd be remiss not to acknowledge the senior class advisor, Mr. Furo, the athletic director, Mr. Cadelli, and our social studies teacher/liaison, Mr. Wilson. Can you please stand, the three of you, because you made this possible tonight. And the students know what I mean by that. I would also like to thank Superintendent Polizzi, Assistant Superintendent Shanley, Business Administrator Mr. Salins, President Ryan of the Board of Education, members of Central Administration, the Board of Education for continued support and vision for the district. None of this would have been possible without you. I'd also like to mention our Special Services Director, Mrs. Perot, our Director of Elementary Education, Mrs. Doxa, and our Data Coordinator, Mrs. Novachelski. Thank you very much for everything you do to make this building where you sit there. With regard to the Board of Education, I'd like to welcome new members, Mr. George Adelon, and also Ms. Tanya Andrews. Thank you very much for being part of our new family. I'd also like to thank the members that are moving on, especially Mr. Dan Connor for his 15 years of service. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mr. Connor for all that he has done for New Milford, but also everything he has done for me. As a vice principal, he helped me find success through very difficult times. And now as a principal, he has always been the person I could rely upon. So thank you, Dan. So, at this time I have a question for the parents in the stands. Do you remember your child's first day of kindergarten at Gibbs or Berkeley? Yes, you do. Of course you do. I'll give you a moment to reminisce though. You're probably now saying to yourself, how is it possible that my little baby is graduating? Yes, I said baby. You may be my valiant knights, but you are still the little baby boys and girls, and you always will be. Think back, parents, to that moment that you had to turn your child over to Miss Dana Harvey at Gibbs or Miss Heidi Terwilliger at Berkeley and actually leave them for a full day. Some of you remained there until they entered the school and then tried to look through the windows to ensure they were okay. Some of you had to go to your cars so that your children didn't see you cry. Because I cried when my son died. In that moment, you had come to a realization that they had entered a new stage in their lives. Now look at these beautiful young men and women before you. They are still the little boy or girl that stole your heart, even though they will never admit it. They have experienced many moments since that first day at Gibbs or Berkeley. Many rewarding and unfortunately very challenging. However, they made it here today. I have known your children for 3 years now, and I can say we have shared our own moments. Moments when I introduced myself to the students for the first time in September 2014, the beginning of the sophomore year, and they looked at me like, who the heck's this guy? Moments like meeting some of my first students, Sarah Valdez and Stephanie Torres. How they challenged me the first week of school to see if I actually valued their voices. They know what I mean. Moments like witnessing the girls' basketball team win a sectional title. Or cheering on the boys' football team on a blustery winter day at MetLife. Seeing Joey Rogers and Dave Willock doing it up. I knew I'd get that response. Good job, Rogers family. Moments like clapping for the New Milford Engineering Club as they placed at NJIT's Panasonic Design Challenge. Or walking into school every morning to the sound of our wonderful orchestra performing. Or a moment like I experienced recently when some of my amazing students wrote beautiful words in my yearbook. Words about how I made a difference in their lives. To my graduates, life is simply a collection of moments. Experience them deeply, acknowledge them fully, and pay tribute to those that made them possible. To my parents, document this moment, but I will give you some advice. Once the pictures are done and the crowds disperse, create a new moment today with your child. A moment where you tell them you are so proud of them, that you love them, and that you're excited for the new moments to come. Thank you, parents, and thank you, students. All right, so now we get down to business. At this time, I'd like to call your attention to the members of the National Honor Society. They are wearing white stoles. Students wearing red cords indicate membership in the Spanish Language Honor Society, blue cords, the French Honor Society, purple cords, the Mandarin Honor Society. Those students wearing rainbow cords are members of the Art Honor Society, while those wearing pink are members of the Music Honor Society. We got a lot of honor here. Okay. Members of the International Thespian Society are wearing blue and gold cords. Would students belonging to any of the honor societies please stand at this time? Thank you. Please be seated. The students ranking in the top 10 of this class wear a special medal. Those in the top tier have earned a cumulative GPA of 4.0 or higher, wear green and white cords. With those students in the top 10 and tier, please stand. Thank you. This year marks the 6th cohort of students graduating from the academies of New Milford High School. Each student wears a distinctive medal containing the crest created by the Academy students in 2012, as well as a ribbon with specific colors that they selected. Those students wearing gold and purple are members of the Academy for Global Leadership. Those wearing gold and maroon are members of the Academy of Arts and Letters, and while those wearing gold and royal blue are members of the STEM Academy. With those students in the academies, please stand. Thank you. At this time, I would like to call to the stage Board of Education President Ryan and Superintendent Michael Polizzi. Learning from my experience. Great job. It is with great pride as a principal that I now attest to the fact that the young men and women sitting on this field have met all the state and local academic and attendance requirements for graduation. I do, therefore, certify that each is eligible to receive a state-endorsed diploma from the Milford High School. President Ryan and Superintendent Polizzi, it is my profound pleasure to present the graduating class of 2017. Malin Alvar Lim. Christopher J. Pack. Samantha Bracero. Marcus Kyle Macalino. Samantha Morales. Yang Shin Yang. Fioriza Acero Gonzalez. Ridge William Rabadio. Haley McAvenny. Sean C. Aranda. Karen Quantico Opina. Julius Earl Esquioja. Christine Jewel Galvez. Mark Tyler De Simone. Adiza B. Koch. Mark Christian Manda. Stephanie A. Torres. Marcos Carvajal. Melissa Nieto. Nicole D. Ted. Liam McAvenny. Maria Akar. Dane James Terry. Amanda Ashley Martinez. Brett McElroy. Victoria Haneke. Mike Andrew Urhilis. Gabriella Selick. Erwin Nugid Tolentino. Gina Nicole Vasallo. Aaron Christopher Hunter. Edward Thomas Reinander. Esmeralda Reyes. James Altonell. Bianca Mariel Arcartes. Kenneth O'Donnellan. Felicia Maria Pasculi. Anthony Tyler Kondakian. Jennifer Ergovich. Nicholas David Serial. Casey Schreck. Jonathan Raul Fernandez. Jasmine Mendez. Gregory Joseph McNish. Jasmine Ergovich. Sorry, 1,000 points for 100 hits. Natalie Miller. Mohammed A. Aziz. Ashley Amanda Zion. Christian David Hernandez. Samra Amir. Paul Godfrey Jr. Joanna Zaccardi. Christian J. Correa. Emily Castaño. Jacob Metner. Aisha Antonia Cook. Ricardo Nicholas Tello. Carly Marie Corzilius. Marque Daniel Eric. Jenna Marie Bellaro. Justin Ora Malveda. Michael Valenti. Melissa L. Maroney. Riley P. Matthews. Savannah Devine. Samuel Nicholas Haneke. Bianca Chambers. Jerry Redmond. Sarah Marie Valdez. Henry Richard Sternberg. Mary Kate Duran. John Anthony Yoon. Bianca Soriano. Alexander Edward White. Ryan Edward Bond. Sebastian Cueva. Elijah Benjamin Pastrana. Antoine Karan Lazay. Come on. Yeah. And Ryan Michael Mulligan. Isabel A. Gallego. Jeff Daniel Duro. Sydney Lloyd Rivadeneira. Nicholas Arnell Rivera. Emily Ann Tarantino. Jay Devesh Panchel. Emily Ruth Steele. Jay Lance Guevara. Sarah Catherine Moats. Rick Peter Kornberg. Sarah Rose Savino. Kieran Michael Brady. Victoria Ann Perino. Michael Malari. Yoshika Takazawa. Melvin Malari. Amanda Gabrielle Gouldsberry. Is that Caleb? Caleb Xavier Rice. I just want to make sure that's Caleb, right? Taiji J. Hirose. Marissa Autumn Tormo. Sean Ramiel Ginte Sinsioko. I got it, yes. Sona Sunil Mehta. Justin Maletta. Jamie Whitaker. Isaiah James Castaneda. Melissa Ann Schwartz. Sing Yoon Beck. Ashley P. Anthony. Kevin Christopher Pesci. Anne-Marie Scale Tomahawk. Caitlin Elizabeth Walsh. Michael Anthony Alfecci. Julia Rose Sidorsky. Thomas Akian. Valerie Sanchuk. Christian Ana Hernandez. Jasmine Nicole Viviani. At this time, I'd like to bring up U.S. Navy HM3 and the Milford High School alumni, James Stefano, to hand out the next diploma. Zachary Brandon Stefano. And thank you to the staff for arranging that. And thank you, James Stefano. Andrea Elizabeth Capasso. I was killing her name all the time. Sorry. Anthony Vincent Policastro. Dana Moritz. John Thomas Santiago. Jillian De Jesus Maniago. Christian Wu. Justin Peter Hugerich. Maria Eric. Kendrick Vasquez. Fernanda Christine Armas. Julian Abreu. Priscilla Carol Quintanilla. Seamus Stallion. Morel Alatelian. Luke Leverett Lynham. Katrina Therese Toledo. Alejandro Perez. Caitlin Magala. Michael James Rappo. Vanessa Giselle Munoz. Camden Zachary Williams. Sarah Rose Mulligan. Alyssa Bell Henez. Rolando Antonio Montserrat. Our 2017 Canum Award winner, Natalie Michelle Dunwoody. I want the big round of applause first. Michael John Costello. Keep it going for Mike. Kira Palazzo. John Donald Berger. Alexis Nikowski. Andrew Joseph Bernard. Lillian Hunt. Hello, Maymaster. Helen C. Wen Chen. Yoel Figueroa Jr. Dylan Cassidy Post. I don't know if you know the next two are coming up, but Joey Alexander Rogers. Daniel Violi. Jacob William Rush. Dave Alexander Lubbock. Thank you.